Steam generator boiler. Part 2D. Furnace. Furnace. A furnace is a device used for heating. The name derives from Latin fornax, oven. An industrial furnace or direct-fired heater is an equipment used to provide heat for a process or can serve as reactor, which provides heats of reaction. Furnace designs vary as to its function, heating duty, type of fuel, and method of introducing combustion air. However, most process furnaces have some common features. Fuel flows into the burner and is burned with air provided from an air blower. There can be one or more than one burner in a particular furnace, which can be arranged in cells which heat a particular set of tubes. Burners can also be floor-mounted, wall-mounted, or roof-mounted depending on design. The flames heat up the tubes, which in turn heat the fluid inside in the first part of the furnace known as the radiant section or firebox. In this chamber where combustion takes place, the heat is transferred mainly by radiation to tubes around the fire in the chamber. The heating fluid passes through the tubes and is thus heated to the desired temperature. The gases from the combustion are known as flue gas. After the flue gas leaves the firebox, most furnace designs include a convection section where more heat is recovered before venting to the atmosphere through the flue gas stack. Burners. The burner is the device that permits controlled burning of fuel inside the furnace. The burner mixes the fuel with the required amount of air and directs the flame into the combustion area. The burner comprises of gas burner and all burner with atomizing steam connection. All burners, pressure jet burners. A pressure jet burner is simply an orifice at the end of a pressurized tube. Typically the fuel all pressure is in the range 7 to 15 bars. In the operating range, the substantial pressure drop created over the orifice when the fuel is discharged into the furnace results in atomization of the fuel. Putting a thumb over the end of a garden hose pipe creates the same effect. Varying the pressure of the fuel all immediately before the orifice nozzle controls the flow rate of fuel from the burner. Advantages of pressure jet burners. Relatively low cost, simple to maintain. Disadvantages of pressure jet burners. If the plant operating characteristics vary considerably over the course of a day, then the boiler will have to be taken offline to change the nozzle. Easily blocked by debris. This means that well-prepared by maintained, fine mesh strainers are essential. Default Textratary cup burner. Fuel all is supplied down a central tube and discharges onto the inside surface of a rapidly rotating cone. As the fuel all moves along the cup due to the absence of a centripetal force, the all film becomes progressively thinner as the circumference of the cap increases. Eventually, the fuel all is discharged from the lip of the cone as a fine spray. Because the atomization is produced by the rotating cup rather than by some function of the fuel all, for example pressure, the turndown ratio is much greater than the pressure jet burner. Advantages of rotary cup burners. Robust, good turndown ratio. Fuel viscosity is less critical. Disadvantages of rotary cup burners. More expensive to buy and maintain. Gas burners. Being a gas, atomization is not an issue, and proper mixing of gas with the appropriate amount of air is all that is required for combustion. Two types of gas burner are in use: low pressure and high pressure. Low pressure burner. These operate at low pressure, usually between 2.5 and 10 millibars. The burner is a simple Venturi device with gas introduced in the throat area and combustion air being drawn in from around the outside. Output is limited to approximately 1 megawatt. High pressure burner. These operate at higher pressures, usually between 12 and 175 millibars, and may include a number of nozzles to produce a particular flame shape. Dual fuel burners. The attractive interruptible gas tariff means that it is the choice of the vast majority of organizations in the world. However, many of these organizations need to continue operation if the gas supply is interrupted. These burners are designed with gas as the main fuel, but have an additional facility for burning fuel all. The notice given by the gas company that supply is to be interrupted may be short, so the change over to fuel all firing is made as rapidly as possible, the usual procedure being: isolate the gas supply line, open the all supply line and switch on the fuel pump. Purge and refire the boiler. On the burner control panel, select all firing. This will change the air settings for the different fuel. This operation can be carried out in quite a short period. In some organizations, the changeover may be carried out as part of a periodic drill to ensure that operators are familiar with the procedure and any necessary equipment is available. Thank you to watching Shoaib Views channel. If you like my channel, kindly subscribe and like my channel. This was part 2 of Steam Generator, in which I discuss the furnace and burners. In next part we discuss on boiler draft and air and gas path.